trying to get everything in position here. Good morning. I'll leave that there in case anybody asks, hey, what are you building? All right. Good morning. As you can see, I'm up in Maine today. Hey, Joe, good morning. What's going on, brother? Happy Sunday morning. Hopefully you had a good Friday and Saturday. Nothing much. Fam is all here sleeping. Kids and wife. Cats were up with me working on the Nightingale. Oh, nice. The Nightingale. Yeah. Good for you, Joe. How you liking that so far? Not bad. There's a lot of. Oh yeah, yeah. I picked that kit up a while ago, and it's just daunting in terms of its size. But one of these days, I'll snap it up. But I'm very curious to see what you think of it so far. It sounds like you like it. Hmm. Oh hi, yo. What's going on, Ray? Ray, you're in your corner again. I know. It's a corner, just hiding here. Yeah, Maine Trip. This appears to be a polycap-less model, which is kind of groovy. Become a dunce. Yeah. I got the boxes. That would actually be kind of funny. Hey, Peter. Good morning. Good day, good day. Ooh, that's going to wake you up. Got my terrarium running. I can start getting everything cycled. Nice. Good for you. Good for you, right? Good for you. Hey, Ken. Good morning. It is dark as fuck up here. Just saying. Morning, fellas. Ken, can I ask a question? Because I'm stupid. Give me 1 second. Here, Ken. Tell me with a good time today. We'll see what happens. Ooh, my friend once opened his terrarium, started me running. Nice. Ray, I'm sick. Oh, no. All right, Ken, question for you. What is your daughter's name, the one that got accepted into QU? I mentioned it to my daughter that, hey, by the way, if she does end up going, would you mind just kind of walking her around? That kind of, yeah, what's her name? And I said, yes. I feel like an idiot. I'm sorry. Hey, Edwin, good evening. How are you? Lauren, thank you, thank you, thank you. Can you get a face tattoo and a new razor without me? Yeah, no worries. Fucking idiot. I'm terrible with names. This is why it's like when people say, "How do you memorize people's names?" It's because when I see things like this, I just get into the habit of just repeating the names often enough. The first time I hear it, no. Second time, maybe. By third, fourth time, yeah, I'm starting to get it. And by the seventh time, yeah, it's in there. Preparing to play Warhammer next week. I need to prep the boss and 2 trucks. Oh, did you get the 2 trucks? I can't recall if you said that you couldn't get them yet because for some reason, but you got them now? That's Miss 1645 to you, George. Yeah, you're right. It's actually Swimmer 1645. So my daughters again. My older daughter is Zoe. My younger daughter is Mia. My younger daughter is the one that's in college. Dance team, sorority, all that good stuff. My older daughter is more of the introvert. However, she went to her first D&D game on Friday night and got home wicked late. And I asked her, and so she said, I had a really good time. I'll fill you in the next day. So it was pretty good. She had a really good time. I'm very, very happy to see that she's gaming now. No tests, just viruses. Ugh. I have 2 proxies ready. The real deal is I need to know if store got okay. So okay, that's what I thought. I thought you said something about not having them yet. Okay, we're on the same page. Well, hopefully you get them soon enough. Sorry guys, give me a second here. I'm just trying to figure out. There we go. 1, 2. Sweet. Oh, feet. Repeat. And now she is possessed by the devil. Okay. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Totally demonic. Hates God. Goes out there and goes, I'm the devil. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? The person who's managing, so she came home, what was it, Thursday night? The person who's the DM is one of her derby friends. And she came home and she goes, this person put together, like the DM put together this binder for her character. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, we used to barely have a sheet. This person put together a beautifully crafted binder for her. I'm like, oh my God. You know what? Have at it. That game can unlock dark supernatural forces. It can. That's right. Hell will visit Holden soon enough. Tom Hanks tells her to jump. Don't. Nice. It's a soft G. It's pronounced Jod. God. Jod. Yod. I've never understood the concept of the demonism that's found in that game. I don't understand. Look, you want to enter some supernatural stuff? Great. It doesn't make it a demonic game. I don't know. I know Ken's joking about it. I just never understood the whole theory behind that stupidity. Fucking ridiculous. So I'm doing a cool down project. I actually started this, I don't know, a while ago, but I just kind of set it aside. I'll likely get back to it just upstairs while I'm watching TV. Great. Next, you'll be listening to What is ICP? So you can take the boy out of the basement, but not the gumper from. No, I love Snap. I like models. You know, that's the funny thing about this. I was talking to a few friends on Friday night at our Patriot meeting, and in particular one who's just like he's like I didn't get a chance to finish my theme build for the year. He was very close, but he's like, you know what? About a month ago, I just burned out. And look, I remember when a year and a half ago, before my wife got the job here up in Maine, when she was unceremoniously let go. It killed a lot of energy and everything like that. It was a morally debilitating thing. So I understand the concept of burnout, but even through a lot of that process, I was still snapping models together. If for no other reason, just to keep the hobby going, because I do know if I decided that at some point I'm going to take a month off from this thing, it would probably be very difficult for me to get back in, or there'll be an additional hurdle to do so. You know, I think I'm fortunate that I've kind of built this is why I do this in the morning, just to keep the whole hobby thing going. Otherwise, there's a good possibility that I would just be a lot more intermittent in my building, and I enjoy it very much. You know, that's the thing about this thing. It's I really do enjoy it. But even like movie watching, it's like I'm having the hardest time staying up to watch a movie now, which is why I don't watch a lot of movies, even though I love movies. Okay, I think I got this going. Insane Clown Posse. That would make sense. I love Insane Clown Posse. They're so good. Grab a Fago and Fizz Paint Kids. Yeah. Insane Clown Posse. ICP. There's a Michigan tradition to go to the Gathering event. Really? I think I did that right. It's got a part that's very happy to see me on it. Oops. So Friday's holiday party at Patriot meeting went really well. I'm going to go out on a limb and say to you guys what I found with most of the people who brought something to the event, the holiday party. And it might be a little bit insulting to some people, but just kind of, I'm about to do my Rinaldi moment. If you want your kid to pick up your hobby, start them young. My friend kid was introduced early. Now the kid is hooked on drumming. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think for a lot of us, it's so. Let me ask this. Maybe this is a very kind of an important question. I I started scale modeling when I was a kid. You know, I think the story I've told it enough times, but we were visiting the Mayflower, the ship, the replica of the ship that came over to America from England. And in the hobby shop there, in the gift shop, excuse me, they had the Mayflower, the model of it. I'm like, I asked my dad, can I buy that? He goes, sure. Then that was the first model I built. I did a horrifying job on it, but it got me into the hobby, and I did that through much of the 70s. This was probably 72, 73. I did models through most of through the 70s. You know, stopped for a few years, got back into it in 86 or so when I was in college, when I discovered all these Gundam models, these Japanese models. Stopped, you know, when I started working post college. I started working double job at the bike shop and just doing a lot more cycling, and then got back into it. You know, just a few God, we're about to hit my eighth anniversary. Yeah, back into it about 8 years now. So, you know, I'm wondering how many people actually it's always been part of them, even though they're kind of maybe not consistent, but they maybe but they started young. I go to barbecue before the gathering. Nice. Okay. Body's coming together slowly but surely. So the meeting was interesting in that. So the theme was animal kingdom. Bring something that's related to to an animal. I guess one of the things that I find interesting about scale modelers is, and this is kind of the telling thing about people who look at this more as a craft or a hobby than an artistic endeavor. And this is not to say anything about the skills that they put into the models. Many of them do these fabulous jobs with the models. So the paint work, the finish work, any weathering, all of that stuff is really nicely done. But I always find fascinating is the level of creativity. So when you have Animal Kingdom, I could have just done the Maquet raccoon, but that wouldn't have been enough, you know. So right now I got the cat figure inside, which just opened up the whole storyline of what to do with that and creating the vignette. Or thinking about the bat plane that I recently did, where I actually had the bat plane, you know, it was a model I didn't think I was ever going to make into a bat plane, but that artistic endeavor took it to the next level. Or before that, the Der Roten Kometen vignette that I've done. Most of the people who brought a model, it's like, oh, look, I brought a Panzer, or I brought a Wildcat, or just whatever it is, you know, a model of something they're typically used to doing. or like a car Mustang or something like that, which is again, but you look at the stuff that they do, and generally you're building a model no differently than you have before. You're not putting any kind of, in my opinion, any kind of like going out on a limb. One of the things I like about theme builds, it's the ones that kind of stretch you. The one that I judged last year with USA Gundam Store, the build an old model, pre 2000 model. What I found interesting was the people who actually push themselves to take an old model and really do something with it. Or when you take a model and instead of like, oh, I'm going to build whatever plane or car or tank, and why don't you do something a little different with it? I guess maybe it's just the way that the people that I continue to experience. I guess a lot of the people I typically, this is why I get bored at shows for the most part. It's like your workmanship is flawless, but it's boring. It's in the same as what's it? It's like if you make the perfect something, the perfect film, the perfect song, but it is so clean and polished and whatever, there's nothing to it. It's so just there. I guess what I'm looking for is show me a little bit more of your creativity, something you put into this thing. Jesus, the censorship on YouTube chat is crazy. Really? What's going on? Fortunately, Peter, I married that witch. What's the censorship, Peter? Same people mad about color tanks. Absolutely. This is why I so much appreciate the work that Austin does, because it's like, he just picked up, what was it? So as part of the Kirk collection, I brought a couple of boxes of models, and he picked up one that had, I think, 4 Corsairs inside, and he's gonna paint them. He says, I'm gonna do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme, and I'm like, that's brilliant. Take it out of the box, take it out of its level of reality. This is, I think, is one of the challenges that IPMS does have, is that a lot of people who build, and Gundam builders are not terribly different. They build to the standard of the model. Like, I'm gonna just take these colors, I'm gonna prime them, and I'm gonna paint the same color on top of it. Okay. Or I might change up some colors on this thing. Okay. The question is, does it tell a story? Yeah. And funny enough, this is, I think, sort of part of, I'm starting to find myself transitioning in this thing, that I enjoyed doing the Spartan a lot and the level of detail that I put in there. I appreciate the story that the model told, but I don't think it went far enough. And I'm finding that I'm enjoying the storytelling process. You don't have to build this massive like diorama, but even just doing a vignette, like the raccoon vignette, I think once it's all done, it's going to tell a story beyond just the finish work on that model. What makes it yours? Yeah, those are the same. I love Austin's work. His models are always fucking rad. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And his techniques continue to improve. He's got great techniques, but he's also like, fuck it, I want to just do what I want to do. That level of open artistry, as I think one of the things that is missing, and why this hobby will always be looked upon as, oh, you're a World War II nut, or you're a Vietnam vet, or you're a kid who grew up with Gundam. Yeah. Take it beyond. Oh, it's like they're removing not just automatically by trigger word or phrase. Really? Peter, seriously? Wow. Peter, that's kind of wild. Has anybody ever experienced that? I've never seen anybody like get booted out, but you got back in. What are you fucking say, Peter? I'm a sailor. Exactly, Joe. I mean, people have said some things here, and it's like they've been flagged, but never gotten booted. Yeah, what kind of meetings are you going to let you observe his techniques? Nice. Never gotten kicked. I say fuck a lot. Yeah, and God knows I do. Yeah, I mean, that's my point. Hmm. Maybe it's a Denmark thing. Anyway, like, and maybe this is part of the reason why I guess I prefer. I'm starting to enjoy figure painting a little bit more. When I go to a show and see Kelsey's work, I think even like her little mouseling army on the turtle, which I still have such wonderful recollections of. What I enjoyed about that was what I enjoyed about that was even if it was just painting this thing, it still told a story. Flawless execution, but it told a story. You know, so I'm finding myself gravitating more and more towards when I go to a show. The stuff that really speaks to me is the stuff that does tell a story. Um, the models that I've enjoyed the most in judging, and I've gone to many people at the shows. It's like I try to find, like, even if they're not the best executed, I try to find the person who made that model and just say to them, "This may not have been a winner. I love what you were doing with it," and just to let them know that this is something that they should try to continue. You know. All right, so far so good. Cooking along now, folks. I will say it is nice having this big table here, which has nothing on it except I got my portable toolkit and a model and my coffee. Oh, and the laptop, of course. Anyway, and I hope people understand, and I'm sure that this will, it's likely that it's going to get around a little bit. I hope that people understand this isn't that I don't appreciate other people's work, but it's also the reason why I'm not always motivated by just seeing a model on a table, however good it is. There has to be something beyond, whether it's this is a completely scratch built thing, or you're telling me some kind of story that I'm completely not expecting. I have to break out the glass files. I'm still not a big fan of glass. I'm an okay fan of glass files. I like them. I still really like my standard files. But for this kind of surfacey stuff, it's good. Get that out. What to expect when you're not expecting exactly. Well, this is the same thing as I guess this is kind of applicable to just about anything. I mean, I feel it's the same thing about music and movies and TV shows. It's like the same reason why I won't go back to watch, Alien Earth, or why I'm not into watching Marvel or Star Wars films anymore. It's like I've seen enough of it. You're not showing me anything new. I'm walking in, and what I'm expecting is what I'm getting, and it's like, and I want something more. The stuff that's been the most impressive in terms of my enjoyment is stuff that I don't normally see. And I guess that's kind of what I'm looking for. Show me something that I'm not going to expect. Going to a table full of tanks and seeing an array, 30 of them. And you look at the first one, you're like, that's great. And you look at the second one, that's great. By the time you get to the fifth one, here's another great tank. By the time you get to the 10th one, I'm tired of just seeing great tanks. Show me something more. Oh, you have to switch your chat box. Actually, speaking of, thank you, by the way, Joe. I'm going to switch this over to live chat. Change everything up a little bit. Oh, yeah, I think, ooh, this is interesting. Let's see what we got here, guys. I think I might have missed a couple of things. We're going to kick on as if all the time. Today is brought to you by the word fuck and the number 69. All right, I thought it was Michigan tradition to burn the smartest going as a wishing cheating college football, but I can't see it in the chat. Oh, that's interesting. Where's modeling book? What to expect when you're expecting a switch box. It's when you're on the top. It was viewable for everyone. Wonder. Oh, that did it, Joe. Thanks. Really good. It was like eating the same single day. Yeah, the same every single day. Yeah. The chef surprised me. Yeah, someone turned the light on outside. Yeah, it's coming on slowly but surely. It's getting lighter outside. Anyway, yes, Edwin, it's the same exact thing. If you go to the same restaurant all of the time and expect something to, and there's something comfortable about doing that. Like seeing a tank to me is comfortable. Seeing 15 great looking tanks, not comfortable. I need to step away from that. So tell me a story. Tell me a story. Now, having said all that, there were a lot of great models on that table. A lot of great models, D1, D1, 2. Give me a second, guys. Wonder Man Marvel movie. Watch a trailer. So different. Oh, no. I'm sure it is. And at the same time, nah, I'm not interested. You got to do something very radically different with superhero stories for me to be interested in seeing a superhero story now. The only one that's been of any interest has been The Boys recently. Because that's Garth Ennis basically completely doing the Garth Ennis thing with superheroes. Which at times is a little pushing the bounds, I'm not going to lie. So in this political climate, just what he is saying, actually, even some of the very egregious stuff makes a lot more sense. Okay. Okay. But what about the pink tank? Yeah, that one stands out. Absolutely. Doing something new or brought the cat? Oh, I brought the cat P25. I brought the raccoon. It's very, very different. It's more like Hawkman with Michael Keaton. Okay. The new season of Gen V was really good too. Was it better than the first season? I'm trying to incorporate storytelling into my Warhammer models. Like I got two squads, but both of them are from different clans. Yep. Hey, Seb. Good morning to you. How are you? Okay. Hello. First season of Gen V was very lackluster, so I'll say yes. It also looks like it's starting to tie into the boys more. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely, well, by the end of the first season, they kind of did that tie in a little bit better. I'm feeling, I'm falling more in love with the Mighty Nine animated show on Prime by Critical Role. It is so graphic and dark. You know, the funny thing is, I'm not really interested in more graphic unless there's good storytelling. Now, that's not to say that Mighty Nine is not that. Can't get into the boys show. You can't get into it. It's hard. I think season 4, the last season, I think got a little too much on the political side. It's just a little too blatant, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. But very curious to see where season 5 goes. But yeah, graphic and dark isn't necessarily the thing that draws me. It's just like, again, it could be. I'm going to use an example. This is, I generally like stuff that kind of hits in a real world kind of way, but I don't need like good versus evil or anything like that. But one of my favorite films of all time is a movie called Tampopo. Juzo Itami, 1987, I think. And the reason is it's a good, fun film. There's no hatred. There's even the cartoonish violence in it. It's just that. It's just cartoonish. And there's not a lot of it. It's just it's just a good, happy show. That movie, every time I finish watching that movie and through most of it, but by the end of it, I got a smile on my face because it's just a good, happy film, but not in a way that just kind of like two-dimensional happiness. It's really well done. That's one of my all-time favorite films. It's brilliant. Okay, this slapped in like this. I think I forgot a part. I did forget a part. D15. I totally forgot a part. About ramen? Yes. No, not Pompoko. Though Pompoko is great too. Tampopo, because those raccoons are nuts. They are. I like Tampopo a lot. I mean, Pompoko a lot, but Tampopo is the movie that I'm talking about. And yes, it is the one with about ramen. It's a cowboy noodle western about food, sex, and death. And I I rarely will say this about a film. This is why to me it's one of the most perfect films ever made. It's not cartoons, a graphic and dark, but word has pink. Girls, that's made sure is haunted by his past where he burned his family. Ooh. Amelie, I'm thinking, is a movie similar to Tampopo. Yes, actually, Amelie is a really good example of it. Yeah. Funny enough, I need to watch that again. I saw that when it first came out, so I need to catch that again. Not in subject or anything, but it's great. It's a great story. Again, I couldn't hear you. Yeah, no worries. But you're 100% right, Ken. That in many ways, Amelie is also just that happy pixie-like character that just kind of goes through the movie, and there's really there isn't like some I don't know. It's very ethereal, I guess. For Tampopo, Figures Tampopo was on HBO. I dropped them in Disney last month. Very wholesome, very wholesome. Yes, but not in a immature way. This isn't this like I guess I don't want it to equate it like it's but not cheesy. Correct. It's not like it's like a Disney film. It's like, oh, everything is just so happy and no, that's not the point. The point is it's just a really good both of those good example. Both of those films are very much for adults, but they're not cynical. I guess maybe that's part of it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it makes them less interesting. It just means that they're not cynical. Okay, that gets slapped in like that. Let's cut some. Cut that one right there. Not every movie has to be, doesn't have to be dark in order to be adult. Okay. There we go. All right, so we've gotten quite a bit of the chest on this thing put together. Not done yet. But move it along. Anyway, anybody got anything fun going on either today or did they do anything fun yesterday? My wife and I went to Bridgeton, which is about 25 miles from here. Went to Rennie's, which is a fun place for us to shop. Then we went out and had a late lunch. And it just, I miss hanging out with my wife like this, just the two of us going out and doing our thing. And I cannot express to you how excited I am that she'll be moving home in a few months. Cannot express it enough. I'm looking forward to us going out and having dates now that our kids are kind of off and doing their thing. I watched The Shape of Water again. That was a great story. The Shape of Water. Which one was The Shape of Water? Oh, nice story. So which model is it? This is the G-Line Standard Armor. P Bandai. I remember seeing it on the P Bandai site and thinking, that's pretty cool. And it's from Mobile Suit Gundam Battlefield Record. I can't even read. UC double, I don't know, 0081. Can barely read it. But yes, that's what it is from. Fun model. It's good. It's a good Gundam model. Let's see. Ooh. I'm just getting loopy on cough syrup. Are you? What kind of cough syrup are you taking there, Ken? But then again, you have access to meds that we normal humans don't. Working on the Orc Warboss. Gazkul. Hopefully I print a second proxy because the usual size was like, I can make him bigger. We went grocery shopping, 2 different pet shops, and Korean for lunch. Nice. The entire family converged on my sister's place to celebrate her birthday. Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday to your sister. I'm going to live away from their wife for a while. I completely understand, and I'm really fucking happy for you too. Yeah, thank you, Ray. Looking forward to return to some level of normalcy at home. Thank you. Let's cut those 2 pieces off. Okay. I didn't realize actually that you and Katie had also been sort of in that same position. Man, that sucks. I didn't realize that. Well, I'm glad that's not the case for you now. Okay, it's not a kid I see that often. No. I mean, on the premium Bandai site, you see it quite often. But yeah, it's not something that you're going to walk into a store and see unless your store carries premium Bandai. Ship of Water is the Del girl falls in love with the creature from the. Oh, that one. Yes, that is a good film. I need to see that one again. It literally is Creature from the Black Lagoon, but a love story. This is Abe Sapien love story. Changed my mind. It's just Abe Sapien. Kind of like a Frankenstein movie, misunderstood monster movie. Yeah, totally. It's going full Dewey Cox. You don't want no part of the shit. Jesus, the Danish autocorrect butchered that one. Sorry. The ship Og Water Os. Peter, question for you. How many languages do you speak? Abe Sapien is the name of the fish guy in Hellboy. Oh, okay. It's been a while since I've seen that. I don't remember. I mean, remember liking it, but not that much. It's the same movie, but the soundtrack is Fighters. No, he was already that nice. One of the last hits I got was the Crossbone Gundam. I really like the skull face on the torso. I really enjoy. I love the look of the skull of the Crossbone Gundam stuff too. Is that one a premium Bandai one? Hey, what's going on, Nick? Good morning to you, brother. Fucking Doug Jones. Fucking Doug Jones. Exactly. I speak 3 fluently and 2 more somewhat. Yeah. Is Japanese one of the fluent ones? I'm Japanese, English, and German. Okay. And speak Japanese and French somewhat. Okay. So does your wife speak English or Danish or something like that? Like, hopefully you have a comp or German. No, it's a normal one from the Build. Oh, from the Build Fighter series. Got it. Got it. I didn't even know that they did one, but that would make sense that they did. I didn't realize that they actually did a one of those in for the Build Fight for the Build series. Should be able to pop out if necessary, right? My wife speaks better English than I speak Japanese. That's good. Might be the only snow I can see. Might be the only snow I can see this year. Okay, Peter. What should I send George on Instagram today? Why do you guys insist on sending me stuff on Instagram? You guys are killing me. I'm trying to get away from Instagram. Yeah, they gave a little bit of love for the crossbone gun. Nice. So, no, I kind of figured it was a snow outside. Let me see if I can do this real quickly. There you go. Boy, so my car is parked, but yeah. They get a little bit more snow up in Maine than we did down in Massachusetts. Because I know you won't open it. Hell, I'm pretty sure I only got the number for your burner phone. My burner. That's right. You'll never really talk to me. Burner phone. One of these at a time. Hello. Un momento. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. There we go. Okay. I haven't seen snow for some years now. Really? Oh, Lord. Come to New England. You'll see lots of it, Edwin. I mean, said. Also can 70s exercise routines, something with a lot of shorts and sweatpants. Ew. You're not shopping. Your wife and Ray calls, you ignore her, and Ray comes up. That wasn't nice. I know. In all pastel colors. Okay. Chest is almost done. Might just throw the head on it afterward. I'm gonna be up here until I start here. My wife starts waking up, probably close to 8 o'clock or so. Yesterday, we got here. When did I get here? I left the Patriot meeting on Friday night at 10:30 and got up here almost 1:30 in the morning, which is why yesterday we didn't have we didn't do a session. It was just way too late. Try something here. Not that I want you guys to spend more time on me, but let's see if I can get some better lighting here. I'm not sure if that's going to help. If that's going to be more, that's even worse. That's a little better. The other kit is the X1 Crossbone X1 full cloth type gift. A really long name for a badass looking kit. Yeah, the full cloth version, that is a nice one too. Yep. What did you think geo-tracking was short for? Nice. There it is. Trying to find the last nub. There we go. So Joe's working on the HG Nightingales. Anybody else working on a model now, or is everybody just kind of kicking back, enjoying the laziness of the morning or evening, as the case might be? Not that either of them, any of those is wrong. That's right. There it goes. All right, chest done. Let's get the, I'll put the head on here because I'll put the head on. And some of the color choice, I mean, these are very Gundam color choices, but still. There we go. I do like the way this looks, without a doubt. This is a good looking model. Let's see. I'm drinking coffee and bringing wood in for the day. I did get some blueprints made so I can start gluing sticks together. Ew. I haven't built a kit in a while. Might as I need to practice and not lose some skill in how it's got some undergates. Yeah, I hate undergate. Undergating is just so, just it's not a good solution to to the problem that it's supposed to eliminate. All right, let's get started on the AMs. Question is, which version do I want to build? I can build the high mobility type. I do like the one with the guns on the back. I'm trying to like all the armor on it. I do like the yeah, here we go. Gatling Smasher. So those are the three types you can build. The standard G-line, the G-line, the G-line standard armor, and then the G-line standard armor with the Gatling Smasher machine guns. I'd like to just get those machine guns thrown on the back and not worry about all that armor shit. We'll see. Good morning. First time I see the window. What's going on, RQ? I may come too late. I may be coming too late to the live stream. Nah, it's a Sunday, so I'm going to be on for a little while. What's going on, RQ? Hopefully you're having an enjoyable day. I've got, oh God, I want to build. It will have a rocket, but will hopefully make more than one flight. Hopefully. I'm going to turn this thing a little bit to get a little bit, not that I want you guys to focus on me. It's just, I think the light's actually causing me to become a little bit more shadowed. I don't think we're going to get any, maybe we'll get some sun. Yeah, it's possible. Did I just hear Gatling? Oh, yeah. Yeah, big Gatling guns on the back. I'll show you some. Right there. Big old Gatling pack on the back. just nuts. There's a room fine. Just one of my friends got depressed and is trying to quit his YouTube channel. Arcu, can I ask a question about that? And please, again, when I ask personal questions, if you don't feel like answering, I totally get it. First of all, is he okay? And then secondly, is he quitting because it's just overwhelming and he needs to step away, or hopefully nothing any more serious than that? Gatling is life. Gatling is justice. Sam. It's a World War II Japanese missile version of a kamikaze. Oh, I remember that thing. Yeah, I remember reading about that thing. So I'll need to make a pilot too. Yeah, basically a piloted rocket. Oh, full encase type. Yep. Fun fact of the day: Gatling gun was created by a doctor. Yes, I believe that is correct. Yeah, I believe that is correct. Okay, so we're gonna have to build a couple of these. Let's start with, I'm gonna do one arm at a time. C1, 12, 15, 14, and 15. Oh my. Okay, I'll check messages in just a second here. Posts, retorts, replies. Page that says, peace by superior firepower. Oof. No worries, not so serious. It happens often in the country ball community. I just hope he won't quit. So it's kind of sensitive, so I won't tell much. Yep, totally understandable. I don't expect any information that doesn't work. How's it going, George? It's going all right. You know, it's been a nice, restful weekend so far, so can't really complain. You know, I'm here this morning talking to a bunch of absolutely some of the finest people on the planet. Who can complain about that? You know, healthy, as much as I know. Had a lovely day yesterday, so no complaints. No complaints. If only came up with a medical bullet. Yes, doctors invented the chainsaw too. Ouch. Well, was this like post-Civil War? American Civil War? In order to help help. Yeah, because most of the death is not by the battle, but from the wounds that are not treated well. The doctor was thinking, how do I unalive as much as possible with the least amount of interesting. Really? I did not know that much backstory. Interesting. All I can say to that is ew. The last passion is a Pork Chop Express logo. A little mad. It's too big for my cat's harness. Nice. The Pork Chop Express. Chainsaw was made to help with C-sections. I hope not. And by gynecologist is a rabbit hole you don't want. No, I do not want to go any further than that. Thank you very much. I'll pass. Why does it not surprise that some guy probably created that thing? Well, I'm creating these things to help women. Okay. I'll be back after doing some fact checking about the Gatling. Sounds good, Edwin. We'll be here. Why are the doctors and not inventors then? Yeah, exactly. I have a whole collection of patents for my sweater. It's nice to be able to change style from time to time. Style? That is true. Get that. Is there anything up here? All right. Let's do it. Sorry, gentle peoples. Give me 1 second here while I get this kind of figured out. There we go. All right, good. We're good. The answers to those 100,000 questions of those game shows. Doctor, some kind of a hidden. Oh, are they? Oh, God, yeah. Doctor invented the fly swatter. Ken, where do you get some of this knowledge? The military surplus store, almost all my jackets have places with Velcro patches. It's freaking great. Freaking great. If you drive back today, depending on how the weather is, I might either drive, sort of take the usual boring highway back, or I might cut through New Hampshire and get through the mountains. This time of year, actually any time of year, seeing, driving through the White Mountains, it's just such a beautiful thing to behold. .202 is a nice drive. Yeah. So it was a contest to see who could invent something to reduce the transmission of TB, the White Plague. The White Plague. Really? Interesting. How about malaria? Oh, hold it. How is a fly swatter related to tuberculosis? I am with some Velcro. I have my mom's on the same arm. I sweater. So many patches. That's actually not a bad idea. I never even thought about that. Doing it via Velcro. Huh. Smart thinking. I hope. Let's see. Why not invent something to block advertisers? Exactly. Wouldn't that be nice? And for the white opacity seen on the TB patient's chest X-ray. Oh, that's interesting. The white plague. So my sister calls mayonnaise. Really? How can you not like mayonnaise? Let me check my wife's something for me. She brought me a needle and thread. The white player, they talk more of the black one. Yeah, exactly. We got that. A12. These should be, yeah, these are all, I guess, new runners. And I haven't checked on all of this, but I believe all the runners for this thing are brand spanking new, which kind of explains why this model was not on the less expensive side of a Bandai model. Oh, by the way, if anybody's interested, one of my all-time favorite Bandai, one of my all-time favorite Gundam models. I don't, I've always loved the design. The ZSSA, basically that big yellow double Zeta missile carrier. They have the original yellow version available on Team Bandai's site. That is a model I definitely want to take to full finish at some point. I love that model. I love the design of that thing. My favorite designs. The banana. Yep. I just love that design. Okay. Assuming. Quadruply check here. Tab. Yep, that's correct. I had a chance to buy the ZA a few years ago, but I did not pull the trigger on it. The MX-102. I believe that's what its markings are. Isn't the old one your paint test mule? It is. Yeah, I use the old one. And boy, the proportions on those things totally different. Yeah, but that's why I built that thing as a test mule, because I love that model. I love having that near my desk. Just love that design. A11, but this one goes to 11. I may have to watch that with my daughter at some point. Though I'm kind of curious to see if she'll like it or not. And I'm not sure if I want to see, they did a sequel, if I'm correct, but I'm not sure I want to see that. French tanks are fast. They're good at shoot and run. I'll say test mule. Test mule display where each part has a completely different finish. Right? Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, French tanks aren't all that great. But then again, the Leclerc is supposed to be a pretty good tank. Fires and runs. Probably can outrun a lot of other stuff out there. The early French tanks, not so much. Would be really cool, different finish. It's kind of looking like that right now, given how I've layered stuff on it. All right, we're going to cut. Let's see, we're going to want to cut that. Cut it right there. Yeah, we'll cut it right there. Please don't break. Correct. Put the back button right next to the send. Yeah. I like the green version of the ZA. Just saw the 5 versions of it. Yeah, the green version, I believe, is the one from Unicorn. And the only difference, so the funny thing is the difference between the P Bandai and the standard release, the Unicorn version, is the sleeves markings. And on the P Bandai, the yellow version, they basically have 2 additional parts that wrap around the sleeves to cover up the sleeve markings. That's the only difference. But why are you in a different room today? No, that's a good question, RQ. So my wife is living up here in Maine for her job, and I came up to visit her on the weekend. I've done it on a bunch of times. It's been a little while since I've done it, but this is why I'm up here. So this is I'm up in the middle of Maine here in the United States, the northeast of the United States, and spending the weekend with my wife. So this room is just an occupied room in the house that she's got, and I've turned it into a temporary model room. He's been belt napped, and it's handcuffed. French tank. Isn't that a euphemism for wine barrel? Yeah, exactly. Could be 114. I do love it up here. It's beautiful up here. I'm also looking forward to my wife coming home. I cut all of them. Thank you. In the next few months. That's a really cool looking kit. This is a really good looking. Which one are you talking about, Nick? Are you talking about this one or are you talking about the ZA? I'm almost tempted to buy another one. And for no good reason than just to have a second one. Because I've already built the yellow version. I loved it. No, that's just one of those models. It's just like such a little beauty. My friends, just gonna see if that's a nub or if that's a 214. I'm pretty sure it's a nub. Get rid of it. Every now and then, if there's a model that I really like, I'll buy a second one of it. In the thoughts that I might do like a little army of them. Or, maybe even donate it at some point. Yeah, there are two versions of the unicorn. I think the second one is some sort of refit repair. Oh, really? The ZA, yeah. First kit I've seen in a while that I might pick up. Yeah, I love that design. Just even like the legs, the leg armor just opening up and having all those missiles arrayed inside. Oh, yeah. It's a great looking design. Correct. Slide that on. Nice. So why are you not fitting? Yeah, fit close enough. Fuck it. George 3 is the magic number. Having 3 of the same thing, that might be a bit much. One of the things I'm trying to do now, and Tom isn't on right now, but he keeps harping about the Harpy, which I do want to finish. But if I do finish the Harpy, I want to finish both it and the new version and build some kind of a story around it. So I've got to just figure out what that story I want to tell with it is. Now, when I take a model to full finish, I want to have a story in mind before I take it, complete it fully. I'm trying to be a lot more cognizant of what I'm trying to do with the models that I'm finishing. It's not just, it really is about trying to go beyond. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. Just like that. Cool. going beyond just the basic model.
Don't be me. It's because French soldiers have the right to one cup of wine while eating. Don't. And we really
The line, well, maybe a little. That's funny as hell. Now, I don't know the history of how the word tank for that armored vehicle came about, but if anybody's ever read any of Harry Turtledove's World War series, in which what happens during what happens if the United States, the Civil War, the American Civil War, if the South won, and then you'd have basically the southern states and the northern states going to war against each other during World War One, and they call tanks in there barrels, which I think was one of the original names given to an armored vehicle. But why did it become a tank? Maybe it was because I don't know who originally called it a tank. Was it the Brits? How did that name come about? 117. Oops. I mean, certainly the original ones did look like some kind of cask or barrel or tank in the traditional sense of what a tank is, a holder of something.
Because it was shipped labeled as water tank.
Really?
Doing testing on the tank platform. They said they were transporting water tanks, so the idea of it being used as a weapon wouldn't be leaked.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Oh, fancy that. So I guess it could have been called the water barrel. There we go. Okay. Oops. There we go.
Thought a tank may be made out of water. Nice, according to ChatGPT. It comes from the First World War when the British were developing their first tank.
Yep.
So it was named after that new built theme, the shape of water tanks.
Ooh. I do need to complete some kind of armor this year. My hope right now, just as we're talking a little bit about projects that do need to be completed. So I am going to be working on getting the vignette done for the raccoon cat P25. I do want to finish. I'm kind of getting a little excited about getting some other stuff off the bench. I want to get the little Macross kit done, and then in terms of like a new project, I don't know. I think what I'm going to try to do is work on something I've started, whether it's the task, the harpy, the tank, the VK7201, all of that stuff. Just try to do one of those every year and just get it off the plate. I think the next one is likely going to be either the task or the VK7201. just in terms of just getting projects done. You know, I want them out of the way. And I mean that in a good way. I'm not trying to say like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with these models. I don't like them. I actually do like them all. Whether or not I'm going to build every Macross kit that I've ever done, or every MSV or bought, not done, every original Macross kit, or every original MSV, or every original, like Destroid or whatever, doubtful. But I'm going to try to tackle them. Talking about current project is the bat plane song. No, the bat plane is actually all done, Seb. I finished it off August. It would have had to be done in August. You can either try to find it on. Sorry, I got to cut a couple of things here. You can either try to find it on my YouTube channel. I don't think, did I post anything? I can't recall if I posted anything on YouTube or not on that thing being finished. Or one of these days I can pull it out again and I can show you what it looks like. But yeah, it's all done. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, no worries. I know you've been in and out. No problem. I can, the next time you're on, just remind me and I'll pull it out and show it to you. Well, I did it. I guess it's a did you order the za? Good for you, Nick. Hey, Robert. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I'm up here in Maine visiting my wife this weekend. Hanging out with the missus. Cut here. Okay, I will. 16 and 17. Don't cut anywhere else, but cut here. Well, happy birthday, Nick. Yeah, happy birthday to me. Woo! Trying to make a paper plane, but like bigger with main wing, tail wing, basically a plane model out of paper. We'll be testing it out when it's sunny outside. Nice. He's currently in his room for improvements. Yes, exactly. Nick, how old are you now? 23, 24? And I know I'm kidding. Probably still in his mid-30s, the son of a bitch. To show up in April when my birthday is. Nice. All right, trying to figure out how I'm gonna 19. Good one, Nick. Trying to figure out how I'm gonna recover from yesterday's major setback on the Exia. I hate how fragile Chrome is. Ooh, is this going to be a Robert? I'm sorry to hear it. Is this going to be a strip and redo? What I'm going to do? Guys, hold a second. Imaging is too dark. Let's see if this helps. Try to move it like this. That's a little better because this way I can actually now. You guys will hopefully have a little bit more light. It's not this absolutely dark space. We got about another 20, 25 minutes. I wish too. Yeah, I'll be 39. Ooh, awfully close to the big 4-0.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish. April, my birthday. Jesus, my hair just got more gray. 39. GM blade was all finished. Gee, the blade itself was all finished. Didn't fit together right because of paint thickness, so I wanted to use some glue, and it got on the chrome. What kind of glue? I'm assuming CA. Top of that, the chrome got marred by the assembly pressure. Ouch. This one is what correct, Nick. That's right. One of them was real. The mask, the non-chrome parts, and try to repaint around it after I sand down the uneven part. Yeah, yep, CA. Yeah. Ouch. Crazed to the finished. Yeah. This is one of the reasons why I do like weathering so much. Look, I fuck up on the finish work on weathering all the time, but one of the benefits though remains that if you fuck it up, it's an easy repair. Especially if you're working with oils. Don't like it, just slather on a bunch of thinner and you've removed it all. But mistakes teach lessons. Amen to that. And I know that you're, given the finish work that I saw on your Musha, I get what you're going for. By the way, Robert, I want to thank you. The water slides, two of the water slides that I used on the raccoon, the Maquet kit that I just finished, the Cat P25 logoing, and one of the water slides sitting right on top of the display screen. They were just thick enough that I needed to eliminate that thickness because you could actually see the little bump where the water slide is, the hard edge. And I've seen other people do it. Plasmo does it all the time. Apply clear liquid on clear varnish on top of it and then sand it. That's exactly what I ended up doing. I brushed on some Future, let it sit for 24 hours, sanded it down, eliminated that bumpiness, and it was great. But I think even though I've seen it a bunch of times on Plasmo, remembering your Musha was what got me thinking I need to do that. Don't worry, I got my first gray hair on 15. Really, Seb? After that, you get habituated. Yeah. I got 5, 6 gray hairs in my beard. This used to be gray. Now I think it's just all white. There's a little bit of gray in there. Not a lot. Exactly what you're talking about. Well, it's so stressful doing that, but it works. Oh, yeah. It actually wasn't so bad. I burned through a little bit, but the good thing is that from my perspective, it looked like weathering. So it was not a big deal. Not a big deal. Yeah, it's actually not that bad a thing to do. But boy, the finish on it afterward is just like it's clear, which is great. A little bit of gray hair in a man. Wonder if it's true. It's true. They said polishing pens I use for that 3,200, 12,000. Highly recommend that for that kind of work. Yeah, I use. I've got a bunch of God hands, 2,000 to 10,000, and I just went and did what like Plasmo said. Just do like 3,000, 4,000. That was enough. It just took off enough of it to make it nice and clear. I actually don't care if they turn gray. They can turn blue for all I care as long as they stay. Is your hair thinning, Peter? That famous laugh. Ah. It is unique to me. Don't worry, the beard will stay there, but the hair, it depends on lucky. Right. 1, 2, 3.
15, not 5. Tomorrow, when I'm back at the main desk, I will do a little show and tell from Friday night's Yankee swap and raffle prize. I was tempted. I left them in the car, and I was tempted to bring them in, and it's just way too fucking cold. So no, they can stay there. We will stay with luck. Luck. That's right. Luck or genetics. This is genetics. Ain't no luck. Luck has nothing to do with it. There we go. It is, and that matters a lot when you are married to a Japanese woman. The ball look as a fashion statement is not a thing in Japan. Really? Yeah, luck, genetics, and testosterone. I think I got the decal trick from car modeler guys. Yeah, show the importance of learning different. Absolutely, Robert. 100 couldn't agree more. This is why it's like learning from all sorts of different, like armor is where I've learned to do some weathering stuff. Yeah, and then gloss finishes and getting all that stuff down. Yeah, the car guys, absolutely. And it's funny, the better car guys apply that technique. The guys who are really, really good don't. And then you can tell it's like, oh, I can see a water slide. My father-in-law has been wearing a hairpiece since he was 36 to not stand out. Really? Yeah. So years ago, when I started thinning out, I finally decided that just going to shave it all off. And my mother, for what? This is 93 that I finally shaved it all off because it was just thinning out. And she would just say, just let it grow and just pull it over, pull it. I'm like, Mom, there's not enough there. Look who you married. He's in the same position. This is just not going to change. But it's interesting. So in Japan, bald is bad. I don't understand. Monks are bald. Samurai, didn't they just have the knot coming? Can't you just do a knot? Thank goodness I got one of them. Crazy New England ladies. The only rule is I can't shave my beard. Dude, funny enough, I told my wife, I think I'm going to grow this. She goes, no, you don't. This is fine, but anything more than this is not happening. Bald is bad for the shampoo company. Nice. In the 90s, you had Jean-Luc Picard to look up to. What do you mean look up to? I still look up to him. I think it was such a sensitive subject in Japan. Jean-Luc. All right. C1, 18, and 13. Let's see if we can get done with how much time we got. Got plenty of time. Let's see if I can get the arm done here. Get one arm done at least. Oh God, yeah, it's like actually almost done. Let's see what 18 and 13.
have to remember how groupthink Japan is. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you think with certain globalization that would be less and less of an issue. I mean, I don't know if Japanese men are less predisposed to baldness in general, that maybe balding is an anomaly.
I can trim, but I can't shave it. Technically, she's only seen me without a beard once when we first met.
Really?
Is it normal to find a bug on your computer's keyboard? Is it normal? Maybe. Yeah. The most known French character in a series.
Yeah. And he's not even French.
At least the actor wasn't, right? Geez, Nightingale's a big girl. Oh, yeah. Nightingale, huge. Okay, about this self. Bring a cap or something for my trip to Japan. Yeah.
Joe. Well, this is me. This is how I'm going. You know, to quote from NWA, you don't like how I'm living? Well, fuck you. This is how I roll. Oh, that piece flew into the lap, thankfully.
Speaking of sci-fi, did you hear Disney is bringing Star Wars back to theaters in 2027? The original non-spell. Ooh, really? Ooh. Asians have a lower incidence of balding. Caucasians lead the way. Caucasians lead the way. Yes, there's a French asking for Earl. Earl Cretia in every episode isn't a real French.
No, but he might be more cosmopolitan. That's funny. Right. Righty, right. Missed that one. I think I did. Oh, yeah. There we go. If you're going to put a nub in a place that's going to be very visible, find a better way to eliminate it.
Okay. They do not grow beards and all have the same businessman. Bowl cut. Well, of course, but you look in general, that is just the unspoken rule. God, it reminds me so much of traditional British wear from like the through the 60s, where all British suits, bowlers from through the 60s, but even earlier, obviously, just everything, they just look the same. Boring as fuck. I'm more like Janeway. Coffee now.
Yes, exactly.
His brother didn't get along with him. Jean looked to Starfleet and came back
British. Yeah, exactly.
The bull god bringing memories of one mother took a bull from him. Each child cut the hair themselves.
Hold it a second. Seb, did your mother do that to you? I kind of did that when, right when I was thinking, okay, I'm going to cut my hair, and I didn't think I did it in a bowl cut. And I had somebody, guy that I work with at the bike shop. He's like, dude, you came in one day with a bowl cut, and then the next day you came in and you shaved it all off. Yes, I did. Didn't realize it was a bowl cut at the time. Thankfully, I think it only lasted a few days. A-R-I-T. It's got the song put together. I think the only thing that's left is literally just putting on a hand.
It was always that one episode. Yep. I think I saw an article. Much Earl Grey and coffee, Jean-Luc and Janeway had for their respect.
So who drank more? I'm assuming Picard drank more Earl Grey than Janeway drank coffee. I could be wrong.
If I escaped from that thing.
Lucky you. All right, we're going to do closed hand. But we are going to now build the machine, not the Gatling gun, but the handheld weapon, which it's going to hold in its hand. Yes, we're going to skip forward. Right.
More episodes of coffee. Really? Watching the Star Trek podcast with DS9 and OMG. Talk on the first episode and Cisco and Picard hostilities. Amazing.
Oh, yeah. We just finished watching that entire series. It was interesting to see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that hostility between those two characters. Yep. It's also interesting how he rose so far in the ranks to become sort of one of the leaders of the Dominion War in Cisco.
Time is it?
Yeah. I'm going to stay on for another 10 minutes and then we're going to call it a session, guys.
But it was a lot. Best character on DS9? Oh, Garrick. Oh, God, yeah.
Garrick was great. They had actually a lot of great characters, but Garrick was great. I also really am a big fan of Vic Fontaine. A character they introduced out of nowhere, and it was like, oh my God, what a perfect character to have. Did you guys do what I think you did? You put the fucking up in the worst possible place. Two. Three.
Let's see. George, don't forget to drink water after talking so much.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, there'll be water waiting downstairs. Absolutely.
Though Janeway never ran out of coffee, being stuck on Delta Quantum without supplies or resources and constantly being attacked.
It wasn't real coffee. It was generated through the, what they call it.
PS9 gets the HD or 4K.
It'll never happen. I think Paramount's been pretty clear about that. They won't be able to do that because so much of the photography was all the special effects were done digitally. They'll never now. Could they upsample it? Yeah, but they'll never be able to redo it the way they did it for TNG. I'm sure you wonder how replicators work. Yeah, makes you want to not ask those questions, Robert. Hmm. Kidding me? Ah, can't tell if I'm taking out a detail or not. I don't think so. Bandai's usually really good about where they put their nubs. Generally, their gates. Excuse me. One, two, three, four. Okay, we're good. They did it with Babylon 5. Yeah, they upconverted Babylon 5. Yeah. But they didn't go back and redo any of that stuff. They just basically, I think the film, I can't recall if they actually shot that on film, but if they shot it on film, the film parts were probably redone, but the special effects just upconverted. Gotta go. Have a lovely day, everyone. Take care. RQ, you too, brother. Thanks for popping in. Always good to see you. And my best to you and to your friend. We didn't have replicators that worked all the time. She had real coffee from the Delta Quadrant. Really? It's been that long since I've watched it. Really? Apparently it's around 45, 55 cup of Earl Grey for 178 episodes. And Janeway, it's around 80 cups for 172. No shit. Wow. Work on the same basis as transporters, what that would mean. All the food in the system is replicating a specific pattern in the energy. Yes, that is correct. That's it. Won't that make every cut up Earl tastes exactly the same? Absolutely. I think that's the goal of it, right? It all tastes the same. So yesterday I was notified that very, very excited. KMFDM has a new album coming out in the spring. Found that I'm subscribed to their Bandcamp page. And as I was going through their Bandcamp, I was like, okay, let's see what else they got. Maybe I'll do, because I don't have all their albums. I'm like, oh, let's see what they have. I didn't realize that they actually kind of remastered their song Juke Joint Jezebel in 21 from the tapes, which I guess are getting damaged. Purchased that yesterday. Very excited about that. Listening to that. Really like KMFDM. Let's see. Raw material storage required for the replicators to use and combine them into coffee stick or other items. I don't think it really requires a lot, because as you're going through space, you can kind of collect debris, filter it, and make it into other materials. I'd have a plate. It's exactly the same every time. It would be. But at the same time, what else are you going to do? Have a cow on ship? Multiple cows? That would be kind of funny. Okay, not cutting. Well, I did cut, but I don't care. There we go. Hit the back side of this thing a little bit more. Okay. Later, Nick. Have a good one, brother. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right. My best to your family. And very happy to hear you ordered that za. So exciting. Manager. But don't you need to have, but you still need some kind of material to work from. Always have coffee on hand. Maybe I never have it play like it's exactly the same every time. I agree. Replicate ingredients later. Nick, think transporters. It's made the replicas on Discovery. Did they really? Ugh. Well, it doesn't matter at an electron, neutron, and proton level. I guess. Interesting. Huh. Okay. But aren't those? Isn't that matter? A1, E17. Like I said, we're going to finish off the gun, the hand, put it on the body, and then we're calling it a session. We got about a few more minutes left here. Do-do-do. Yep. Each replicated items have amino acids. Amino is not that hard and have the. I don't remember which Star Trek series. Massive colony ship where they recreated a whole environment with Mountain Valley, Big Lake, and so on. Yeah, that was. They transported people that way. What was that one? Yeah, they've done stuff like that plenty of times with replicated human beings and landscapes. DS9 did that actually with a really good episode. I think it was the first or second season. So I'm just trying to get this nub off of here. I'm trying to do this using raised nubs and then just filing them back rather than cutting close to the edge and then having to and creating a flat spot. My wife and I watched The Family McMullen last night on HBO, which, if anybody remembers the original film from 1995, The Brothers McMullen, it was good. It's a little too pat and simple, but yeah, it was good. Just good. I mean, I don't remember which Star Trek series as much as I love the idea of transporters. I think I might be like Bones, afraid to kill me and not being sure we'll be on the other side. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think given how we do technology nowadays, I would say yeah, meaning that how we view technology, I don't think we can view it as a good thing. I wouldn't be surprised if there's somebody going in there and hacking into into the transporters, and I'm gonna fuck around with their personality. Yeah, bad. And there's a lot of episodes, and the Orville lots of episodes as well. And they were pick up space materials, split into the most basic components of transport. It was called for the replica. Yes, the movie Star Trek TNG holodeck ships. Even forgetting hacking, there's the question of continuity of your soul, questions of God, questions of being alive. Speaking of old movies, I just bought Operation Petticoat from 19. Did you really? That's a fun film. That's a fun film. Is that out on Blu-ray? And General Conscious, because you never really know. You never, absolutely. I think it's a bad idea. That stuff like that, bad. Bad. That's all I'm gonna say, bad. 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 Yeah. Something tells me we'll never get to that stage, and I'm okay with that. May we never create transporters. So speaking of Babylon 5, my daughter and I are watching it. There's an episode in which if you in the first season, I think it's like episode 12 or something like that, 10, in which a young boy is from an alien species is dying. And it's a very simple thing to cure him if they do surgery, but his parents religiously are completely opposed to opening the kid up. Because they're like, that's what we do to food animals. We don't do that to our people. So without spoiling it, but I'm going to spoil it anyway. The doctor argues with them. It's like, it's just surgery. And they're like, it's not just surgery. This is about letting out his soul. So the doctor does perform the surgery, and the parents take it upon themselves to counter that. So what happens when you do something that is anathema to a species, right? Like maybe the transporter thing is a little bit extreme, but kind of makes sense, right? Let's see what we got here. You never really know. Wasn't that the Heisenberg compensator for? None of this stuff exists, so it's maybe in the Orwell. I'll look into that. Thanks. I bought it in Apple TV store. Nice. Okay. Weaponry is done. I'm going to get the hand on here, and then we are calling it a session. C16 and C13. For a second, guys. C6. C13. We have kind of the parents and it's doing the thing. That's correct. Good episode. It's a very, very thought-provoking episode, right? Of the concept of religion in the world of science. And what does that mean in terms of your soul? Yeah. As much as I've always enjoyed Deep Space Nine, the best sci-fi of that era was by far Babylon 5, without a doubt.
We successfully transported electron, but then we found out all the electrons are the same. I always love the episode that makes you think I'm culture stuff. I love best TV. So on gay conversion, gender identity.
Oh, and it was back in the 90s. Oh, God, yeah. But my daughter had some interesting take on that. Maybe one of these days, Robert, you can talk to her about that episode because she had some very interesting views on that episode from a gender perspective. But I agree with you. I think it was definitely a lot more forward thinking than most stuff at that era. I mean, Trek is always, this is what's always made Trek one of the best things out there, right? It's always a reflection of the modern time and pushing the bounds. I mean, that was Roddenberry at his best. Oops.
Oh, I mixed both Sirius and New was in the Orville episode 1. If the star should appear.
I've only watched one episode of the Orville and never got into it. I don't know why.
I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I think you'd have a really good conversation with her. She's given her field of study, which is her degree is in women and gender. I'm sorry. Yes, women and gender studies and crime and justice studies. Yeah, I think you'd have a very interesting conversation with her about that.
It always came off a bit sanctimonious and preachy to me.
You think so? I don't know about that. Maybe. I mean, certainly that Roddenberry's view on that was always that that we did create a perfect world. Obviously, that's not 100% the case, as we know, but that we get to a level of perfection. I mean, season 1 was sort of that. All right, real quickly. There we go. Let's put that on the arm. The arm on the body. Rotate. There we go. Came along quite a bit. Did quite a bit today. I mean, I only had the head done prior to this, so now suddenly I'm pretty far along. Happy with that.
Let's see. Starfleet would always come off a bit sanctimonious. Yeah, I think the modern Trek got a bit too ham-fisted with the delivery at times. I agree. And except for Strange New Worlds, the new stuff kind of blows. I'm going to read through these comments and then we're going to call it a session, guys. I'm getting a little hype for the reviving of Stargate. Everybody seems to be into it. I never watched the series. Maybe one of these days I would have to revisit it. 10 years worth of stuff, though, might be a little bit more than I can chew at this time. Got the times they break their own private. Oh, all the time. Because again, they're right. They preach perfection, but they're anything but 100%. That one massive gun. Trek over wars, and because it shows we made it, humans made it past everything. Oh, 100%. Star Trek over Star Wars any day of the week. Old Star Trek line is like Superman, an example, an ideal to strive for. Right. SNW is great. I may have to try to catch that at some point. Like I said, following with the answer. Trek. Yeah, well, is that it is a human utopia. It does not respect alien races and cultures. I referenced the Babylon 5 episode with the kid you brought up. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They get called out for a lot of that shit, which I think is good. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it is certainly at times very xenophobic in that regard. But again, it continues to preach the concept of we're striving, we don't make it. Whereas B5, absolutely, especially the first season where you're dealing with the home guard,
a la the world we're trying to live in now. ICE equals home guard. You know, it is what it is.
Let's see. Well, it's maybe because I've grown with it around 7 when it was first. Oh, really?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it depends on what you grew up with. 100%. So, all right, my friends, calling it a session now. Thank you very much for being on this morning. No sign here to point to. But guys, thanks for the conversation. Definitely kept things lively and everything while we're up here in Maine, snapping together a model. It's when doing this kind of work, it's always good to have conversation going. Always good. It just makes the time fly for what can end up being a very boring process, snapping together a model. So, with that being said, thanks for the fun discussion as always. Peter, thank you for being here. Honestly, if memory serves me right around, it aired in '97. Wow, I was in my early 30s. Anyway, guys, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. It's a crazy world that's getting more mixed up on a daily basis. Do what you can to do kindness and show love and respect for others, because otherwise, what's the point? Right? But it's good to be nasty to people. No, it's good to be good to people. So go out there, do good. Anyway, I'll be back on tomorrow morning at home. I'll be back in Massachusetts tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Do good. Love you all. Catch you on the flip. Peace.